Hello everybody, welcome back to Rain and Pours. I'm Mitch and I'm back in my home studio after spending 2 weeks with Lisa in Canada. So excited to be home. Those 14-hour flights to and from Australia were absolutely killer. I'm still very jet lagged. It is currently 5:30 in the morning. I've decided to get up and paint because I was awake. So here I am in my studio. I've mixed up some paint. I've done a bit of preparation. I've reorganized my studio and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to try all these new format videos just like Lisa does hers with the front facing camera of my phone. Hopefully the battery lasts out as long and it doesn't shut down, tends to overheat. So I'm going to give it a go. I was really inspired while I was over there by Lisa's Watercolour Blooms, and I'll show you the amazing artwork that I created that I'm super happy with. So this one was inspired by her lotus bloom that is sitting on her mantelpiece, and I love this artwork. It's so cool. The colors are the same as what she used, but I couldn't get that negative space. I couldn't get that design, and I just went for a big bloom. I'm super happy with this. I'm going to put some not varnish, resin. I'm going to resin this one, and that's going to hang in my home as my little reminder of what of the time that I spent with Lisa. So I'm going to do another watercolor bloom today. I've mixed up some paints. This is going to be a trial one. I'm going to do it on a black base first because black is easy to get, but I also have tinted 2 cans of, I've got a dark blue similar to Anchors Away, and I have a deep purple. So I'll practice on the black first, make sure the color combination works, and then I'm going to try it on the dark blue. So the tinted cans are a lot more expensive than the black. So I'm going to take you down and I'll show you what we're working with. Okay, so this is my surface here. This is just a MDF round that I've already bloomed over, and I'm going to go over the top. This was just to test out, try out Quilla Violet with a silver cell activator, which turned out really good. But the colors I'm going to use today are as follows. So I'm going to put them down in this order and just see what happens. I've got This Little Piggy Brulee, Lemon Sorbet, Golden Peach, and Watermelon. Here I have Matisse Indigo. I have a custom purple paint that I mixed up. I believe this is Nightfall mixed with Velvet and something else. I can't remember what else is in here. And then I have another custom color. I believe this is Matisse Dioxazine Purple mixed with Matisse Indigo and a couple of other colors to get it really nice and dark. Then for my cell activator, I'm going to do Atelier Rich Gold Micaceous. So this one makes a really nice cell activator. So I'm going to put these down, and we will start with the pillow. So the pillow I am using is a British Paints Low Sheen exterior house paint in black. It already comes tinted in black, and it's perfect straight out of the tin. Now I will mention, if you want to buy any of the little piggies that I just mentioned, you can get those at fluid-art.co. And if you'd like to learn this technique that I'm doing, this is the Sheleeart bloom technique, you can do that at sheleeart.com.au and use my code SHELEEART15MGRIMER for 15% off at the checkout. So how cool is that? Once you do that, you'll get access to the members only Facebook group where we can answer all of your questions. There's thousands and thousands of people in there doing the bloom all around the world, and it's the best place to keep up to date with the changing pouring mediums and recipes, because that always happens. Just when we get something right, they change it. So the watercolor blooms, you want enough pillow that you're going to cover the whole surface, but you want your paints to be thinner than normal, and you want to put down as little paint as possible. And you're not hoping for cells. You're not hoping for the cells to hold. You want them to melt a little bit. That's what lends itself to the bloom, to the watercolor. You want really nice, flowy, thin petals. So to start, I'm going to put down Brulee. And like I said, you want your paints really, really thin. And mine tend to thicken up quite quickly. So I'm going to add water to mine. Now, if you are in the US, I don't recommend adding water to your Bear 8300. It changes the way that the Bear reacts. However, in Australia, our paints can handle a tiny bit of water in there because too much varnish will make them go gluggy. So I'm just mixing these up. They are going to have bubbles in them. I'm not fussed about bubbles in my artwork. Lisa gets a bit snarky about them. The only time I pop bubbles, especially in the watercolor blooms, is if I'm about to blow them out and I can see the bubbles on the surface and they're going to interfere with how I blow out the petals. But I'm not generally a person who will pop them. Okay, so let's go on with our Brulee. And again, tiny amount of paint. Then lemon sorbet, and lemon sorbet isn't going to give me an intense yellow color. It's just there for like a gold interference and sparkle. Then here, I actually think I want to put my super dark purple color, just a little bit, followed by watermelon, then golden peach. Then I would like my custom purple, sparkly purple, and indigo last. And I'm putting indigo last under the cell activator so I get some really nice cells forming. Tiny bit, we don't want too much. There we go. So you can see for this size painting how little paint I have in the middle. Excuse me guys, it's early in the morning. My throat and my nose are always blocked up, so here we go, putting on a tiny bit of cell activator. And I'm going with gold, like I said, Atelier Rich Gold. And I'm going to blow this out very, very gently. Looks beautiful. Super happy with that. Okay, so like I said, we are on a black background, but I do want to try this on either the dark blue or the dark purple. Now, I'm also giving a new thing a go where I just trial how I do everything like Lisa does. So I'm just going to move my paints out of the way and I'm just going to spin it and go for it. So I'm going to move my spinner back so that I don't cover myself in paint. And here we go. I'm just going to tilt everything off center a little bit so that the paint moves in the direction I want it to go and I don't get a lump in the middle. So I kind of want to bring everything this way. Now, normally I would scrape the waste paint off, but I'm not even going to do that. Ooh, we've got a full coverage bloom. So even with all of that little paint, we're still going to get a bloom that covers the whole surface almost. I do want a little bit of negative space, and negative space is so hard to do well, especially on smaller pieces. But you keep trying, you learn what works for you. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm getting enough paint off the surface, so I'm just checking by tilting to see if there is any paint in the middle. There is still a little bit, so I'm just moving it around. I did get quite a little bit of negative space up the top here. I'm just going to wipe off some of this black. Definitely a pretty color combination, and I just realized that you can't see anything because my camera sunk. How fun. Okay, let's give it another spin. Another big one just to get a lot of that paint off, make sure I've got enough off. And I think that's done. So have a look at that gorgeous gold interference coming from the brulee in the center, as well as lemon sorbet and golden peach. It just throws such a super special gold cast over everything. And those other colors in there are really, really subtle. But over here, this part where the colors blend is fantastic. So I'll take my gloves off, I'll bring you down for a close-up, I'll show you with the flash on, and you'll be able to see how awesome this color combination really is. And I was a little bit skeptical at the start, especially of adding in watermelon, but watermelon adds a really nice warmth to the middle. So I'll bring you down and I'll show you what we're working with. Okay, so I've just turned off my studio lights and I've got the flash on my phone so I can show you this intense, super intense gold sparkle coming from this piece. You can see that indigo on top forming under those cells made them really nice and crisp. We've got some beautiful blown out edges. This part here looks black, but it is all sparkle. Then this little part here is my favorite. Look at how that color blends in that little patch of cells there. It's just so fantastic. A little bit of gold out here from the lemon sorbet and the golden peach, and the middle as well. We've got some really nice intense warm oranges from the brulee there. Alright guys, so that is my watercolor bloom for this morning. I'm going to go and have some breakfast. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow Lisa Marvin Art on YouTube and all her socials as well. Show her some love. And I will see you in the next video. I'll be practicing this technique a lot more, and I'll be using this color combination on blue. So I'll see you then. Bye.